What's going on, guys? My name is Ben. How are you guys doing today? Usually when you see my face, I put a little bit of comedy in there, but this time we're going to go serious because I'm going to do a rumor roundup of the iPhone 5, the next generation iPhone. However, I am going to refer this iPhone as the iPhone 6 because this is the 6th phone. I don't understand why people are referring to it as the iPhone 5. I know the name doesn't matter, but I want to refer to it as the iPhone 6. Let's begin. So before I move on to the iPhone 6, I want to talk about the iPhone 4S and what it's currently doing right now. So it basically just has the same design as the iPhone 4. So you have both glass plates on the front and the back, and of course you have that same stainless steel design on the side of the phone right here. So that way that functions the antenna system, and then the antenna system is actually improved on the iPhone 4 as compared to the AT&T iPhone 4. I shouldn't say AT&T iPhone 4, I should say iPhone 4 in general, because the Verizon iPhone 4, it was launched late. However, it had the similar issues as the AT&T iPhone 4. And it's basically where you hold this left corner right here in your hand, you would see your signal drop. And the iPhone 4S has completely fixed that, and the iPhone 5, because iPhone 6, because that it might have a hardware change design, I'm not sure if the design, or not the design, the antenna system will stay the same and it will function properly, or it might just get the antenna gate problem just like the iPhone 4. People were disappointed when the iPhone 4S was launched and it had no design change at all. All I got was spec upgrades. However, you can't beat the fact that the iPhone 4S is the best iPhone out there due to the fact of the day this video is being recorded, which is on April 25th, 2012. But, of course, every iPhone, as you get a new one coming out there, of course they're going to be better than all the older iPhones out there. So, the iPhone 4S, let's get that info out of the way, and let's talk about the iPhone 6. So, the iPhone 6, it might have some sort of liquid metal design. Now, I was confused by this, but I think Apple is supposed to go back to aluminum or something. And I find it a problem because the first generation iPhone, it had an aluminum design on the back, and then the bottom piece was actually a plastic black piece that functioned as the antenna system. Now here's the problem, because let's talk about the first generation iPad. The first generation iPad, you know that big Apple logo on the back, right? That nice black plastic Apple logo. The Apple logo is actually where the Wi-Fi antenna system is hidden. So if you were to cover your hand like this, then you'll notice a severe Wi-Fi signal drop, or maybe slower speeds. Which is why on the iPad 3Gs, the 3G or 4G models, you have that little black strip right there, or not little black strip, that long black strip right there. So I'm not sure Apple is gonna do this with a metal design, because like if that little black piece, that may be great, but it might not be enough to function the antenna system. Next up, we have 4G LTE. So currently we have the new iPad that are have a 4G LTE technology on there, you know, with the AT&T iPad, the Verizon iPad. However, there was no iPad for Sprint, which is kind of weird because they have the iPhone 4S and the iPhone 4. A 4-inch display. So the iPhone 4S and just all iPhones in general, they have a 3.5-inch screen, 3.5-inch screen to be exact. That is a great screen, you know, it's okay for a device this size, but if they're going to make this screen larger, I expect the device to be a little bit thinner. Now here's the problem, like I really like the fact that it'll have a 4-inch screen, and I don't mind it going thinner as long as the screen gets bigger, because here's the thing, let's say if they were to go with the same screen size right here, and they made the device a little bit thinner, and there were pictures running around for rumors saying that the iPhone 5 could be just as thin as the iPod Touch. Now, I find that a problem, because if it's as thin as the iPod Touch, how am I going to hold it in my hands without worrying about slipping, without me having to buy an OtterBox case in order to increase the thickness? I don't want it to be fat, but I want it to be a decent size. So right now, the iPhone like this is the iPhone 3G, and for external purposes, you can consider this as the iPhone 3GS. This thickness is great, and the iPhone 4's thickness, it's a little bit thinner than the iPhone 3G and 3GS, but the iPhone 4 and 4S, you know, their thickness aren't that bad, so I don't mind any thickness of those phones. But if the iPhone 6 were to get a little bit thinner and just as thin as the iPod Touch, I don't even think I would get it. What do you guys think? Leave in the comments down below. So as long as Apple increases the screen size, I don't mind the phone being thin, because for example, let's look at the Samsung Galaxy Note. It has a 5.3 inch screen. However, that is a lot thinner than the iPhone 4S. And Apple claimed when the iPhone 4 was announced, when Steve Jobs was at the keynote announcing the iPhone 4, saying it's the world's thinnest smartphone. Not anymore. Now it just looks downright fat. Okay, now the next one, iOS 6. I'm going to go into detail about that later. And people are saying that this could be launched in October. Now here's the thing, because I just did a video saying that Apple's keynote will be on from June 11th to the 15th. We might possibly see a new iPhone 6 around that time period, but if not, then probably October. Now here's the thing. So Sprint, they have the iPhone 4S. Sprint plans to keep their unlimited data plan. So that might be the same thing when the iPhone 6 comes out. So that's just a little side note. Now, I wanted to get back to iOS 6 because that's what I want to talk about. So you guys know iOS 5, you know, it got the notification center, and then it basically just brought a bunch of new features that are not a huge upgrade in my opinion, but it's cool. The notification center, that's definitely a huge upgrade. And you got the newsstand. I was never able to play with those for a long time because I am using an older device, but however, they do look pretty slick. And still, the iOS operating system seems a little bit stale. So iOS 6, we might see some customization. I don't know if we're going to have widgets just like Android phones, but we might see some customization on there. Now, what is the one feature that I want from iOS 6? More file format support. Because here's the thing. iOS devices, you know, most of them, they have video cameras or video recording capabilities. And you can view those in the photo app yourself. But what if you want to sync your videos that you have recorded with your camera, but the problem is you have to make sure they're in the right file format. For example, that way you don't have to sync it into the Videos tab, and then you have to tap on your iPod or your video application, if whichever device you're using. If you're on iOS 6, then that's what you get. I mean iOS 5. And then see your video that way. No, you want it to stay in the Photos application, so that way it's organized and it's more convenient that way. Well, here's the thing. The file format support that I use the most, and this is the only camera that I have that you are seeing my face right now. This records in MPEG-4 format. This is the Sony CyberShot DSC-H55. Now here's the thing. I tried syncing the video clips that I have recorded with this camera right here onto my iPhone, not supported. And the iPad, sure it can play HD content because this is recording in HD 720p, whereas this can't play 720p playback, but the iPad can. Still, the iPad won't be able to sync this video file onto itself. So that's a problem, and I believe Apple really needs to put in more file format support. So what do you guys think about these rumors that could be coming to the iPhone 6? What do you guys think about my expectations for the next iPhone 6 or the next iOS 6 software update? Leave in the comments down below. Anything is appreciated because I like to see what you guys think and what's your thoughts. So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't yet for more videos like this, and follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/benicellguy, so you can stay updated on what's going on with me, when I post a new video, why I haven't posted a new video that day. Am I busy? Am I not busy? What am I doing? And I will see you guys in the next video. You have a good day now.